Hello everyone, I'm glad to present my research today. I'm Zhong from University Puchua, Malaysia. My topic is on an analysis of writing errors among Chinese language learners in an international school in Malaysia. Here's the introduction. Let's look at the definition of error first. The errors in second language or foreign language is defined as any element of a learner's utterances that is different from a native speaker's according to Calder. And errors can be caused by learners' insufficient linguistic knowledge and native transfer of their mother tongue. As for non-native learners, they cannot fix the errors by themselves, and thus being aware of writing errors is beneficial to both teachers and students. And learners face more difficulties and challenges in Chinese writing compared to Chinese reading, listening. Previous research on Chinese writing errors has focused on different aspects such as character errors, vocabulary acquisition errors, even up to syntactic errors. And as for the writing errors among Malaysian learners, previous studies focused on Chinese characters with similar forms among university students, or lexical errors in Chinese-speaking pupils, or even the grammar level errors. However, less research has been conducted to examine high schoolers' writing errors in Malaysian international schools. And there is insufficient study to investigate writing errors from a comprehensive perspective. Therefore, this study aims to investigate the character, lexical, and sentence-level errors of high school Chinese learners in an international school in Malaysia. Here is the methodology part, and the participants in this study were 46 high school students, which included 24 male students from grade 11. And their dominant languages include English, Malay, Tamil, and Korean. They have been learning Chinese for at least 3 years, and according to the school academic performance, they were regarded as the intermediate learners of Chinese. Here is the research design, and this study was conducted during the last semester of the 2022 academic year. And in this study, the participants were required to compose an 80 to 100 Chinese characters essay on the topic of my family or my school. They were given 45 minutes without referring to Chinese dictionary during their writing. And error analysis was applied as the primary criteria for data analysis in this study. And according to Calder, the error analysis has 4 steps. First, learner's language sample collection. Second, error identification. The third is error description. And the last is error explanation. Let's look at the results and discussion. First, regarding the errors in Chinese character level, the substitution of characters with pinyin was the most prominent one, almost 40% of the total number of errors. And for example, one participant wrote the sentence, 我很喜欢游泳，因为很好玩. It means I like swimming because it is interesting. Here, 好玩 was substituted with its pinyin, 好玩. Haowan. And the previous scholar mentioned the reason is that the learner's native language is not character-based, and similarly in the counter study, the participants' native languages are English, Malay, Tamil, and Korean, which is the main reason that they are more familiar with using pinyin. Next, we go to the errors in lexical level. And here the lexical formation errors took up the largest proportion of the total errors, almost 50%. Here is another example from one of the participants. It is a row written 学校位于人口紧密的市中心. It means The school is located in a densely populated downtown area. The word 密集 should be used here, although 紧密 shares the same morpheme 密, which means dense or close. The reason for this kind of error is the overgeneralization, in which learners prefer replacing one word with another synonym due to their limited language knowledge, as Joe mentioned. The last is the errors in sentence level. It can be seen that misaddition is the most frequent errors, around 31% of total number of errors. For example, one participant wrote, 他是中国人和来自北京. She is Chinese and comes from Beijing. The conjunction 和 was mistakenly added here. It was most probably influenced by the usage of the conjunctive and in English and then in Malay language, which can directly connect two or more predicative components. And Liu explained that this kind of error depends on learners' Chinese proficiency and also native language backgrounds. Now we go to the conclusion part. To recap, the aim of the present study was to examine writing errors among Chinese language learners in an international school in Malaysia. The findings revealed that the participants made the most errors at the character level compared with those at lexical or up to sentence level. And in Chinese character level errors, the substitution of characters with pinyin was the most frequent one, and in lexical level errors, lexical formation is the most prominent errors, and in sentence level errors, misaddition took up the largest proportion. The main causes of errors can be divided into three aspects. First is learners' negative transfer from their mother tongue. The second is overgeneralization, in which they could not distinguish the synonyms. The last is due to their Chinese language proficiency. And this study contributes to our understanding of Malaysian high schoolers' Chinese writing errors at the character, lexical, and sentence levels, which is more comprehensive. And it is suggested the teachers should prioritize character-oriented teaching and motivate students to reduce the pinyin as substitutes and incorporate more synonym differentiation into curriculum design. And for further research, it should include beginner and advanced learners of Chinese, and it should explore learners' developmental changes in their writing errors at different stages. Here are the references. Thanks for your listening. That is all my presentation.